Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Bilingual channel. I'm David, and today I'm joined by the always wonderful Emily. How are you, Emily?
Hi, David. I'm doing great, thank you. And hello to all our viewers and listeners. We're excited to have you here for another fun and informative episode.
Yes, today we've got a really interesting topic to discuss. We're going to talk about smartphones, something that pretty much everyone uses these days. Whether you're making calls, texting, using apps, or browsing the web, smartphones are an essential part of modern life.
Exactly. Smartphones have changed the way we communicate and access information. In this conversation, we'll be covering how smartphones have evolved, their impact on our daily lives, and some important vocabulary related to smartphones. As always, we'll highlight 5 key words or phrases to help you expand your English vocabulary.
Right, so let's start with the basics. A smartphone is a mobile phone that has advanced features like internet connectivity, a touch screen, and the ability to run apps. It's more than just a device for making calls, it's practically a mini computer in your pocket.
That's a great point. Smartphones have really evolved from basic mobile phones. When they first came out, they were mainly used for calling and texting. But now, we use them for so much more, taking photos, navigating with GPS, shopping online, and even working remotely.
Absolutely. In fact, smartphones have replaced many other devices like cameras, music players, and even GPS systems. People now rely on their phones for a lot of daily tasks, which is why battery life is such an important feature.
Yes, battery life is something people always look for in a smartphone. Speaking of which, let's talk about battery. In simple terms, the battery is what powers your smartphone. For example, you could say, "My phone's battery died, so I need to charge it."
Great explanation, Emily. Battery life has definitely become a key factor when people are choosing a smartphone. The longer the battery lasts, the more useful the phone becomes throughout the day.
That's true. And while we're on the subject of smartphone features, another important one is camera quality. Smartphones have really advanced in terms of the cameras they have, to the point where many people don't even need a separate camera anymore.
Exactly, camera quality is one of the first things people look for in a smartphone these days. You could say, "I bought this phone because it has an amazing camera for taking photos and videos."
Cameras are definitely a big selling point for smartphones. And speaking of taking photos, many of us use our smartphones to share those photos instantly on social media platforms like Instagram or Facebook.
That's a great point. Social media has become such a huge part of our daily lives, and smartphones make it easier than ever to stay connected. Whether it's posting photos, updating your status, or messaging friends, it's all done through apps on our phones.
Yes, and that brings us to another keyword, apps. An app, short for application, is a program you can download onto your phone to perform specific tasks, like checking the weather, sending emails, or playing games. For example, I use my weather app to check the forecast every morning.
Exactly. Apps are what makes smartphones so versatile. There's literally an app for everything nowadays, whether you need to order food, book a ride, or even learn a new language.
And apps have really changed the way we interact with technology. They're easy to download and often free, which makes them accessible to everyone. Another key feature of smartphones is storage. Storage refers to the amount of space available on your phone for apps, photos, and other data.
That's a great point, Emily. Storage is something people often overlook until they run out of space. You might hear someone say, "I need to delete some apps because my phone's storage is full."
Exactly. And that's why many people look for smartphones with expandable storage or cloud storage options. With so many photos, videos, and apps, having enough storage is crucial.
Definitely. Now, let's talk about how smartphones have influenced communication. With messaging apps like WhatsApp and social media, we've moved from traditional texting to instant messaging. Instant messaging allows people to communicate in real time, which has made staying in touch much easier.
Yes, instant messaging is a big part of modern communication. You can send texts, images, videos, and even voice messages instantly. For example, I use instant messaging apps to stay connected with my family overseas.
Exactly, and what's even better is that instant messaging is often free if you have internet access, which is another reason why it's so popular. This shift has changed the way we think about communication.
It really has. And smartphones have also made it easier to access information instantly. Whether you need to look up a fact, read the news, or find a recipe, everything is just a few taps away.
That's true. With internet access available at all times, smartphones have become our go-to source for information. And with mobile data, we can even access the internet when we're not connected to Wi-Fi.
Yes, mobile data is a key part of the smartphone experience. For example, I use mobile data when I'm out and about and need to check my email or navigate somewhere. It's convenient but can also be expensive, depending on your plan.
That's a good point. People are always looking for ways to save on data usage, especially when they're traveling or away from home Wi-Fi. Now, let's talk a little about screen size, another important feature for smartphone users.
Yes, screen size really matters, especially if you're using your phone to watch videos or play games. You could say, I prefer smartphones with a larger screen because it's easier to watch videos.
Exactly. A bigger screen can also make it easier to read emails or browse websites. However, some people prefer smaller screens because they're easier to carry around.
That's right. It all comes down to personal preference and how you use your phone. Another word to highlight is processor. The processor is like the brain of your smartphone, it's what makes everything run smoothly.
That's a great way to explain it. For example, a phone with a fast processor will perform better when running multiple apps at the same time.
Yes, and that's important for people who use their phones for work or multitasking. Having a powerful processor can make a big difference in how well your phone performs.
Definitely. Now, Emily, what do you think about the impact smartphones have had on our daily lives? They've really changed the way we live, haven't they?
Absolutely. Smartphones have become an essential part of our everyday routines. From waking up with an alarm app to checking emails, using social media, and even paying for groceries, we rely on our phones for so much.
That's so true. Smartphones have made life more convenient, but they've also made us more dependent on technology. Some people even experience smartphone addiction.
Yes, smartphone addiction is a real issue. It refers to the compulsive use of your phone to the point where it interferes with your daily life. You might hear someone say, I spend too much time on my phone, I think I'm addicted.
Exactly, and while smartphones offer a lot of benefits, it's important to strike a balance and not let them take over our lives.
That's a great point. It's all about using technology in a way that enhances our lives without becoming too reliant on it. Now, before we wrap up, let's go over the 5 key words or phrases we discussed today to help our viewers improve their English vocabulary.
Good idea. The first word we discussed was battery. Remember, the battery is what powers your smartphone. For example, my phone's battery died, so I need to charge it.
Next, we talked about camera quality, which refers to how good the photos and videos taken by your phone are. A sentence might be, I love my phone's camera quality because it takes clear and sharp photos.
Then we discussed apps, which are programs you can download to your phone to perform specific tasks. For example, I use a fitness app to track my daily workouts.
After that, we talked about storage, which is the amount of space available on your phone for apps, photos, and other data. A simple sentence could be, I need to upgrade my phone because it doesn't have enough storage.
And finally, we mentioned instant messaging, which allows people to send messages in real time. For example, I use instant messaging to stay in touch with my friends every day.
Great! We hope that these words and phrases have helped you improve your vocabulary. Be sure to check the video description for a list of the key terms we discussed.
Thanks for joining us today. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more episodes like this.
Yes, and feel free to leave a comment sharing your thoughts on smartphones, or let us know if there are any other topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes. See you next time.
Take care, everyone. See you in the next episode.